Here I have your typical 7-foot tall by 9-foot wide single panel non-insulated garage door, and I'm going to insulate these doors, and I'll show you how I did it. It might not be the textbook way to do it, but I'm going to show you guys the way to make this door airtight. This is what I came up with. I'll show you guys just a minute the process of doing all this, but basically I took R-Max board and I cut the pieces out, put them in the door, glued the pieces in, and then I used expanding foam to fill all these little cavities, including these little channels, with spray foam. It looks a little messy, you know, just because that's the nature of spray foam, but that's, in my opinion, a great way to insulate one of these old steel doors. So I'll show you the process behind that. So I'm going to be using 2-inch thick R-Max. See, it's got an aluminum foil on one side and it's got a white paper on the other side. Now, 2-inch thick, this is R13.1, so a little over R13. That's pretty darn good for a 2-inch thick piece of foam board. So as you can see, I've been working on this other door. Now this looks a little ugly, guys. I just spray foamed this, and what I'm going to do with all the boogers that are left, once this dries, they'll just flake right off. As you can see, I got pretty much a bunch of that stuff already. As it's been drying, I've been just picking it off. So anyway, what I've done is I've just cut the board and fit it in the opening. I siliconed the back so that it stays in place until I'm ready to spray foam it. And as you can see, what I'm going to do on this one, I'm not going to have insulated windows. I'll just have to suffer with the uninsulated windows, so that'll be a little bit of a heat loss, but nothing compared to an uninsulated door. And I'm more or less just putting the I call it blue board, but putting the R-Max board in place, siliconed against the door. And then I'm coming in after, and I'm spray foaming this, putting the nozzle up inside there, filling all this metal cavity on both sides so that that R-Max is bonded really, really well. And also, these metal cavities are filled. So this door is effectively going to be as good, if not better insulated than a factory bought door. So here we are on the other side of my shop. This is a 12-foot wide by 12-foot tall door. This is a commercial door that I recently just bought, and this was like $5,000. What I'm doing with my doors is going to cost right around $300 for both doors. Now this is clad on both sides with metal, and on the inside of that, it's only like 1.5 inches thick, by the way. On the inside of that is all filled with foam. So this is probably like an R10 if I were to guess. Whenever I'm done with this, whenever I'm done with both of these doors, these will be just about as tight, because I don't have insulated windows in these, just about as tight as that new door. So this is going to be a great option for someone who's wanting to save $1 and also wanting to have a very well insulated door. So a lot of people don't really know how to cut this board. This is the only tool you need right here. Basically, this is just an old Red Devil sheetrock knife, and I sharpen one end, as you can see, or one side rather, and this cuts this stuff just like butter. There you are, you're left with a beautiful cut, something that you can't replicate with a saw, and it's that easy. I have raised panels on this garage, so the only place I can glue is on top of this raised panel here. This is just clear silicone, stuff like you'd use on a shower door or pretty much any other glazing situation. Nothing else added, just clear silicone. Then just take your board and put it in. And the glue itself, the suction that glue creates, will hold that piece right in place. Now you'll notice that there is a cavity here that can't be filled because this is too wide. Here you can see it better. So that's why I use the spray foam. Now also, you'll notice there's a gap here. I'm going to just have to take and cut a small piece of that insulation to fit in there, because the way the dimensions work out, the board is 8 feet long by 48 inches, so 4x8 sheet. I would have to order 2 more boards at $60 if I was going to make one continuous piece. So as you can see on the top, I can cut one continuous piece and another continuous piece, so I can get 2 of those long pieces per panel and 2 of these shorter pieces with a little butt splice. And that's what I did there, and that works fine. So what I did is I mapped this all out before I went and bought any product. So I can get 2 long pieces at 51 inches, and I can get 2 shorter pieces at 48 inches. That's enough to do basically 3/4 of a door. Now that's why I needed 3 pieces. The reason I used R-Max board was because of this foil faced covering. You know, if you're in a shop and you're grinding and spraying and doing all kinds of stuff, it's nice to have that little added resilience on the door. And plus this helps, you know, from dinging and denting the foam. It's a little more industrial. Okay, so I kind of skipped some steps here, but basically the thing you missed was I took that Great Stuff insulation and I put it in all of these gaps. It was a messy process. That stuff just oozed down as it expanded. It took me a couple days to clean it off, but it's all cleaned up. Looks good. It took 10 cans of insulation per door, so 10 here, 10 there. But now I've got really nice tight doors. I just wanted to share this video because a lot of people don't really realize that you can do this to an uninsulated door, and it's a great way to insulate your old drafty doors. So hopefully it helps. There you go.